Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, bringing you another super awesome Minecraft episode. And in today's episode, we return to our fishing cabin in the deep dark woods of Scarland, where we're going to build one super awesome painting studio. Yes, that's right. We're going to make a painting studio and a computer and all sorts of other great things. So let's get this episode underway. All right, and welcome back to Scarland, and it's good to have you back. There we go. Oh, all right. Where was I? It's good to have you back here today, and we're just taking a look at our progress in our cabin. As you can see in our last episode, we built the dining room and this amazing zipper floor, and we got our kitchen all built up there. I think that looks really awesome. Now, looking over here, now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I posted a picture of a waterfall that I took in somewhere around in the Columbia Gorge. And this particular waterfall was extra awesome. I'm just making sure I'm not going to get blown up. And what I thought about it was, wouldn't this be really cool if we added this to Minecraft somewhere? And I'm going to actually build that right here. It's going to kind of come down here and kind of create a nice little lake and kind of stream off over there. But one extra little way we're going to make this even better is we're going to make a snow-capped mountain way up in the air. So we're actually going to build up this hill a little bit more, and then at the top we're going to cap it with some snow and some rock and different things like that. And I think that's going to be really cool, something pretty unique for this area for our fishing cabin. All right, so let's head on inside here. And I just wanted to point out that I've been very consistent lately on the uploads. I hope you guys have been enjoying some of the content lately. I've been able to hopefully get out a good amount of videos for you all. Lately, I've had a bit of, I could say I maybe had finally had maybe a little bit of good luck. I haven't had too many downturns with my health, and I haven't had to go to the hospital or doctor for a while. So that's been actually really good. Let me just get this right there. So, but unfortunately, my grandma's in the hospital this weekend, and it's sad because this is her birthday too. So, hoping she gets better soon. And there we go. So get that done. And yeah, so I'm glad I've been able to get some of the new videos out for you guys lately. So it's always nice to be a little more consistent on the upload. So let's give Scar a little woot woot. All right, so we're gonna get that all loaded up there and get that down. So this is our painting studio right here. And what we're gonna do is we're going to build a desk along here, which is gonna be really nice. And then we're going to build an amazing painting easel right here, which is going to be even more awesome if you can't even imagine it. There we go. All right, so we're just gonna make a little desk along here. There we go. Perfect. Got that all done right there. That looks good. So you can see there's some areas back here that are all a little funny, but we're going to get to those soon, so don't worry. And I want to talk a little bit about this particular house and kind of the philosophy behind it, kind of why we're building a painting studio and things like that that aren't really normal Minecraft things. So I hope you guys like this. So let me know if you do, because this little painting studio, might not be for everybody. I know you guys like your kitchens and living rooms and different things like that, but this is kind of a special thing for me, and I kind of wanted to explain it. So this fishing cabin or something along those lines is kind of like something in real life that I've always wanted. And what that is I've always wanted to work at Pixar or, some form within a Disney company. And I always wanted to, create something. I love creating things. I love creating houses in Minecraft, different things like that. And I love art because you create things of nothing. You take a blank canvas and you create another world within it. And I just have always absolutely loved that. Same with photography or things like that. And so let me just, there we go. There we go. Perfect. That's how I liked it. So we'll do a nice carpet in this area. We'll do a computer desk and kind of a nice sitting area on this zone over there. So this house is, I've always kind of thought in my mind that if I worked at Pixar, I would have like a cruddy apartment in the city, in Emeryville, and then I would have a little cabin in the woods near Yosemite, and that's where I'd kind of go and relax on the weekends and things like that. And that's where I would paint and do things like that. So we're building our painting easel here. I think this is truly one of the greatest painting easels ever created. Look at this thing. This thing's excellent. So we're going to have our stretch canvas here. We can have a nice bulletin board for references and things right there when we get to it. We'll do our painting palette right there. Oh, it's amazing. So I had this, I'm just finding my custom painting I have here for a second here, if I can find it. So this house would be, let me grab these before they disappear, because these do go through the walls in this current snapshot. They're totally glitched, like that one's gone. So this is kind of like a dream for me here. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I can ever have that dream or not, but I'm not going to let it go. And you know what? I'm going to build it in Minecraft. If I can't have it in real life, I'm going to build it here for now. And, I think it's important to kind of stick to your dreams, even if, maybe or maybe not, you won't achieve that dream. But I think it's good to stick to things like that. And okay, well, there's one of my custom paintings, but that's not the one I want. I think it's just important to have goals and dreams and different things like that. And I think some of those goals and dreams, why is this not coming up, have kept me, I'm going to leave it there for now, have really kept me kind of going through my lifetime of, illnesses and different things like that. And best painting easel ever. So this dream, I can't even, get on my own bed or different things like that. I can't eat and I can barely breathe, but I stick to these dreams and I continue to learn and try to get to the point where, maybe I won't be able to do that, but I want to know that I at least can, do those things. I can paint, I can animate, different things like that. That's why every day, I work on my Minecraft videos, but I also work on things like that, like my art and different things like that, so that, maybe I won't make it there, but at least I know inside that I at least, gave it my all. I actually know how to do some of it. And yeah, I think it's important for, if you're starting up and you're maybe you have a job and you want something better in life, and you think, man, the job I have is not what I want, and I want something a little bit better in life. Maybe not just throw away what you have at the moment, but to on the side, keep working at it a little bit and just never give up on that dream. I'm just a guy, making YouTube videos, but I just think it's important that that you stick to the dreams, even though it looks bleak or you're going to be stuck where you are forever. Don't do that. Don't get yourself down. I always see it a lot in building Minecraft structures. So we're going to take that for example. This thing looks terrible, or a painting or anything like that. It starts out looking just awful. You think, oh, I'm done. I can't do this. This is terrible. But every time that I've ever done that, where I've oh, this is terrible, and I actually stuck to it and kept going, I actually found what I wanted in the end. I actually started to see progress eventually. It was hard at first, but eventually you see the picture that you're painting or the Minecraft structures start to come through, and you're like, hey, that's what I want. That's where it's starting to go. So never give up on your dreams. Maybe you won't make it to where you want, but at least give it a try, and try not to fall into holes that you can't get out of, because that's never fun either. I can't get out of here. There we go. All right. There we go. I just heard tired of hearing about people, giving up on their dreams when they don't have to, and they can just keep going, or lost potential or things like that. All right. So we have our painting studio nearly complete. Look at that. Greatest painting studio of all time. I can't even imagine how awesome it would be to have this. Man, that'd be awesome. You could even roll up in your wheelchair right here, and you don't even need to move chairs or anything out of the way. You might get your tires stuck in this hole, this little trench, but we'll have to watch out for that. Well, I'm going to catch my breath for a minute, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So we're going to start to work on our sitting areas. We're just going to make a nice little chair over here, and we're just going to fill that up with snow a little bit there. We're going to make a little end table there. Perfect. Good. And then we're going to put a jukebox, I think, right here for a little music while we're painting. There we go. And then here is the actual painting that I wanted on here. So I imported this. So I took a picture of one of my paintings, and then I imported it into Minecraft, into the texture pack. And it just looks crazy just as pixels. So it's funny. I know what it looks like in real life, but then in here it looks crazy. The sink over here, of course, is for washing off brushes and different things like that. That is awesome. That would be just incredible to have, actually. Okay, so now we're going to build a computer desk, and I think I'm going to need a few more pieces of dark oak. There we go. So when I was talking a little bit about it before is, and I just want to emphasize that, is I've seen too many people give up on their dreams. And if anything, you know, being sick has taught me is just, I see so many things that maybe in the time I wish I would have done, or, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And then I didn't do it. Now I can, you know, might not be able to ever do it. And it's just, you know, if you can do it, just go at it and do whatever you can. You know, if you want to create a YouTube channel or you want to do this or that, just do it. Just try it. You can, you know, you can fail in certain aspects, but you never will know if you didn't just try. You know, just go for it. Do what you can. I've seen a lot of people lately who have an incredible talent, but then they don't take advantage of it, and it just makes me sad. All right, so I'm going to put laptop right here, or just a standard computer, whatever you feel like. There we go, and let's see if we can get what we want. There we go. So this portrait over here reminds me of a terrible Windows XP background. What do you guys think? It reminds me of that. Oh, on a good news, it is looking very much like that I will soon be able to get a gaming PC, and having that will open up so many new possibilities for my channel. I can't even tell you how excited I am for this. What we'll be able to do is we'll be able to, maybe if we want to play some other games, or if we want to do some better mods, because not a lot of mods work that great on a Mac, and the shader mod, different things like that I've always wanted to try, I finally will be able to soon, hopefully within maybe the next few months. So I'm really excited about that, and I think you guys are going to really like the some of that. Maybe even a tour of Scarland with the shaders mod or something along those lines. I think that would be really cool. All right, so I need to go get some plants, and I'll be right back. Look at these hooligans running around on my lawn out there, messing with things. And then we got Bob the building inspector over there measuring the new pillars that I added over there to make sure they're all up to code. These guys, they never leave me alone. They never leave me alone. Get out of here. Get out of here. Then we got a spider over here. What is he doing? Oh, all right. We need to get to work. All right. So I forgot to mention it, but I actually had a creeper knock out this entire section right here. I had to rebuild before the episode. So I've been putting little blocks by the doors to keep them out. All right. So now I got their mess in my inventory. Let's get that out of there. Okay. So let's get that out. And where do I keep my cups? There he is. Let's put a blue orchid there. I like that. I think that looks really nice. And yeah, I think we've got something pretty darn cool here, and it's unique. And I feel like this is something kind of cool and unique for Scarland that you don't really see. Actually, I've never really seen this elsewhere. And well, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed today's episode, and let me know. Let me know via any way to contact me. If today inspired you in any way and you went out and did something maybe you weren't, you know, you were thinking, well, I don't want to do it, it might be too hard or this or that, but you went out and you did it. Maybe you succeeded, maybe you didn't, but just let me know. Maybe I just hope this video inspired one person to go and do something interesting, because you never know what life has in store. And I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and if you did enjoy the episode, a like would be much appreciated. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar. I always really appreciate you guys taking time to watch my videos. Look at that. That is a really cool dining room. We're going to excuse that because I think it looks okay for now. And yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. A really nice table with some chairs and a nice little window. We got some extra, cabinetry up there looking really snazzy. One thing